I'm inclined, instead of bench warning, I'm inclined to close the file and put a conviction on the record.
That was going to be my recommendation, especially since we're getting out that new offense this past weekend. And I talked to her yesterday, and we confirmed today's hearing date.
All right. Pronounce your last name again.
Bellissima.
One more time.
Bellissima.
Mikisimo.
Bellissima.
All right, Mr. and Ms. Mikisimo, you've read this.
Yes.
Anything in there that's not factually correct? Is it all true? Okay, tell me what's not true about what's in here.
Alcohol is very, so not alcohol.
Are you not alcoholic? You're not an alcoholic. You don't have a problem with alcohol is what you're telling me. Okay, but factually it's correct. Your address, where you work, all that stuff is correct. And do you have a court date at the 35th District Court, or do you still have an outstanding warrant? That's the court in Plymouth for a drove while license suspended ticket?
Yes. I was paid, but I was locally because I was good at work, and I'm trying to pay
All I want to know is, are you dealing with that in Plymouth, or are you in warrant status?
I'm quit.
You have a court date? Okay, all right. Did you understand the recommendation from probation?
Yes.
Give you fines and costs, have you do 48 hours of community service, and give you a deadline. That's the recommendation from Mr. Rowley. You understood?
Yes.
All right. Is there anything you want me to consider before I set the terms of your sentence? Anything you want me to consider? No?
Yes. I need just a small chance.
You need a chance for what? You mean you need time to take care of this? Okay, yeah, we'll put you on a payment plan and we'll give you time to do the 48 hours.
Yes.
Anything else? Okay. All right, I'll turn you over to Mr. Rowley. Good luck. Can you pay the full $1,300?
Good morning, Your Honor. Last looking at 34696, appearing on behalf of the defendant, you need the record.
All right, tell me what the deal is.
Your Honor, we are here today on a show cause arraignment pre-trial. Yes, the warrant being recalled.
Done.
Waive the interview, and I'm happy to tell you we've managed to resolve this matter as his record has paid all of her tickets.
Beautiful.
Other than, she did not realize until today she has a a parking ticket in Dearborn Heights, which she will take care of. Then she's going to get her license.
Good.
She is
Good.
today going to plead guilty to allowing an unlicensed driver.
Awesome. All right, give me just a minute. Can you get Leanne in touch?
It's walking to you, we don't know. Ask me,
Sir, is your name Terry Ackman?
Yes, sir.
All right, you have not yet spoken to the attorney, have you?
I choose not to have an attorney today. That's just arraignment.
All right, you don't want an attorney today?
No thanks.
All right, give me just a minute. I got another file I'm in the middle of, and then we'll take care of you.
Yes, sir.
Actually, give me a minute. I'm going to take care of a couple files. I'm sorry. So how close are you to getting your license back?
Probably.
Couple weeks? Awesome. All right, so did you go over your rights with counsel? Yes? You understand those rights and the options they give you? You understand the possible penalty for today's charge? You're pleading guilty to today's charge freely and voluntarily? Did you drive a vehicle on that date of May 26, 23 in Huron Township? Was your license suspended, revoked, or denied? Counsel, you satisfied?
I would prefer to rephrase it. Did you allow yourself correctly?
That's fine.
Did you allow yourself correctly?
Yes.
Now I'm happy.
Okay, I'll accept the plea to the added charge. I'll dismiss the original charge. Anything else I should know about Ms. Rucker before I sentence?
As I stated, Your Honor, she has paid everything. She just found out about that parking ticket today and will take care of it. And then she's on her way to Secretary of State. What we want to see.
You working? Where do you work?
Wimpy Burger,
Okay. Yeah, how long?
how long? About a year.
All right. How many hours a week you average?
Now that the spring time's coming up, we'll say about 30.
You'll pick them up, pick more hours up?
Yes.
All right. All right, we got late fees on this file, so unfortunately, the total is $600. I'm gonna order $600 fines and costs plus 4 days on the work program. Have you heard me explain that? Do I need to explain it again? Any questions about that?
I just picked the day.
You pick the 4 days. You go downstairs, they'll tell you what's available. All right, so on the money, we've got $150 bond that will apply. The balance has to be paid by next month, the 10th, or show me a valid license. I'll literally pay you to get your license. So I'll waive the balance due after we apply the 150 if you show me the license. So that's an extra incentive. Get it done. Okay?
We accepted permit. It appears she's been canceled by the secretary.
Yeah, as long as she's got valid driving privileges, I'm satisfied. Okay? All right, good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
That was.
Oh, I gave you. Oh, how'd that happen? Okay. Got buried in. All right, let's do Sydney. Is it Van Arsdale? Come on up, Miss Knapp.
4696, hearing on behalf of the defendant, Sydney Van Arsdale. Your Honor, we'll wait for read and wait and stand mute.
I'll add a not guilty plea.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm asking this man to be a reading.
Done. What date?
I'm here March 26th, 2 weeks from today.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Who's that with?
Yep.
Time.
8:30.
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Van Arsdale, I had it first time, Van Arsdale. All right, we're gonna give you a paper notice for that date. In the meantime, I'll put you on a personal bond. First condition, show up in court. Second condition, don't commit any new crimes. Third condition, don't purchase, possess, or consume any mood-altering substance unless you got a doctor's prescription. Can you live with those rules? Don't purchase, possess, or consume any mood-altering substance unless you've got a doctor's script. No alcohol, no marijuana. Can you live with those? Yeah. Got to have a doctor's script or don't do it. Can you live with those rules? Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm and acknowledge the debt payable to the court in the amount of $1,000 if you mess that up? Any questions?
Yeah, can I, since I DoorDash for my job, can I steal drives? Like,
Yeah. I mean, you're legal, right? Yeah,
Oh, wait. Yeah.
yeah, you're all right.
There's a civil infraction for driving without due care and caution, Your Honor, that's up today, but I believe.
We're just going to adjourn that too. Yeah, you're good. Anything else?
You good?
I'm good.
Just have a seat. We'll get you notice.
The judge delivered a blunt warning that left no room for excuses. He told the defendant that it was time to stop driving and take the situation seriously. The judge explained that police officers do not randomly stop people simply because they are driving without a license. The courtroom became serious when the judge addressed Mr. Lloyd's bond conditions. After hearing about his previous failure to appear and the circumstances surrounding his case, the judge made the expectations crystal clear. Mr. Lloyd was placed on a $5,000 personal bond.
If you drive again and I find out about it and you don't have your license yet, I'm putting you in jail. Doesn't matter what you're doing. I don't care if you roll a stop sign. If I find out that you're driving before your license, I'm going to put you in jail. I'm not going to hit you with any fines and costs. I'm going to put you on a 12-month non-reporting probation. Yes. Come on up. Counsel, your appearance.
Morning, Your Honor. If you would be 64917 period, then you have to see it, you approaching my left.
Can you read that?
WLS, no registration.
Okay.
I do that to myself all the time, Judge, so that's.
I knew what we were gonna do because there's only one civil infraction. I was just trying to figure out what the word was. Go ahead, tell me what's going on.
Judge, be dismissing counts if you understand defendant would plead guilty of one of the last persons you have to advise and advise you can take for a trial right issue, right? So.
All right. Ms. Giss or Gist? All right, Ms. Giss, did you discuss your rights and options with counsel? And you understand all that? Did you discuss the possible penalty for no valid operator's license on person? Did you understand that? Understanding all of this, are you pleading guilty to that charge? And are you doing so freely and voluntarily? Did you drive a vehicle on October 15, 2025 at a location near Goddard and the Service Drive in Romulus? At that time, was your license suspended, revoked, or denied? Counsel, you satisfied?
Satisfied, Your Honor. Thank you.
I'll dismiss the original charges, take the plea to the no valid operator's license on person. What should I know before I sentence Ms. Gist?
Defendant,
Yes.
22-year-old judge, she is employed. She's here today with her boyfriend. They're living together. She needs to slow down. All right, she's suspended because of points. This is very valuable and expensive license. She's going to be licensed again relatively soon. I'd ask that you take that into account. She's working at the airport. She's driving down 94 every day.
Who do you work for?
Ma's Pizza. Ma's Pizza.
How long you been there? Okay. All right. Anything you want me to know before I sentence you?
No prior criminal record outside of driving offenses.
All right. I got to lecture you. What are you getting paid on the job? What do they pay you?
I get paid 20, but our hours are short right now, so like, I got paid Friday and my check was only 4 something. So
Yeah. So you're making
like 6.
You're making $20 an hour. You know how much I'm going to spend, how many hours of your life I'm going to spend right now? You can't afford to drive poorly. You listening? If you're not licensed, and I understand we don't have a good bus system in this area. So sometimes you got to go to work, you got to do what you got to do, but you got to do it and follow the law. So if you're driving while you're not licensed, you can't be speeding. Right? You gotta have all your ducks in a row. When are you gonna get your license?
I've been in, we'll take a look at the record. It sounds like it's going best at some point when some points fall off, Judge.
Any idea when?
No idea without looking. Outside of 30 days, it's comfortable with the plea.
Who do you owe money to? How many different courts? Do you know?
Judge, I think this is a points issue as opposed.
Oh, it's just points. It's not a money thing.
That's from the defendant, but from what she's saying, it sounds like it's a point issue with some points probably going to come off relatively soon, taking her back below 12. But without seeing that record, I don't know if it's permanent on that suspension.
All right. I'm not gonna hit you with any fines and costs. I'm gonna put you on a 12-month non-reporting probation. If you drive again and I find out about it and you don't have your license yet, I'm putting you in jail. Doesn't matter what you're doing. I don't care if you roll a stop sign. If I find out that you're driving before your license, I'm gonna put you in jail. Clear? Yes? All right. Instead of any money, I'm gonna order you to do 4 days on the court work program. You pick the days you work. You schedule that on your way out the door downstairs. Any questions? Good luck.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Al Mashkour? Good morning, counsel. Your appearance for Mr. Williford.
Good morning, Your Honor. Leanna Belcher on behalf of the defendant. Sir, please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Morning, Williford.
Good morning. Counsel, what do we got?
Your Honor, we have a profile license not valid that was in warrant status. I'm asking for the warrant to be recalled. My client is in the process of trying to take care of his outstanding tickets so that he can potentially resolve this with a plea. I'm requesting another pretrial date.
Okay, so the plea agreement I've got for a guilty plea is going out the window.
I didn't know.
Yeah, Judge, they want him to plead as charged. Our hope is, and he's paid, I believe he said around
That's all right. You
$2,700.
had me at hello. I'm just confused by the paperwork I'm looking at.
Can
at 9:10. Leanna is already MIDC that day with Judge Martin.
All right, April 23rd, what time? I'm sorry.
9:10.
So that's a Zoom?
Yeah.
All right. You got that, Mr. Williford?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll mail you a notice. Counsel, anything else today?
No, Your Honor, not on this matter. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
Mr.
you,
Williford,
Yes,
you owe us money.
I know.
Are you working?
No, not at the moment.
When's the last time you worked?
Last week. I'm returning back to work. I just had got out of jail, so that's why I'm not working.
Okay. Can you commit to some kind of regular payments, either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly?
Yes, I can.
Well, how do you want to do it? How much? How often? When can you start?
Bi-weekly, and I can start today or whenever.
You tell me.
Today.
How much?
I can start off with 100.
You're sure?
A positive.
All right, you gonna do that online then, or you gonna come in?
I can do either one.
Say again?
Either one, but I can do it online.
However you want to do it. All right, I made a note. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, appearances
Thank you,
on
Tony.
Wallace, please.
Jerry Davis, Lafayette, Keith, for 674, about John Wallace, stands
All right. Thank you. All right. What do we got today?
Motion is suppressed, Your Honor, let's go with Carter, response. Your
I don't know that I've seen the response. I don't think I've seen it, and it's not in the file. Do you have a copy? If- let me have it. If you guys just give me a few minutes. Okay. All right, ready for argument. And you guys don't have to jump up.
Your Honor, in this case, just briefly, my client was stopped, walking down Will Carter. The police came upon him because of two 911 calls. One is suspicious because it came from my client's own phone, from a distance away from someone else's house. The second one is a valid 911 call. Valid, it's credible because the caller gave his first and last name. Said saw someone walk down the road, looked intoxicated and stuff. Where did he go? Neither of these calls put my client behind the wheel of the car. The first one says there's a car in a ditch and there's someone on one road and there's someone walked down another. The police come. They talk to Mr. Wallace, and he makes some statements that's what ends up getting charged with operating while intoxicated. He was never Mirandized, but even if he was, it doesn't really matter. The statement that Mr. Wallace made during his interrogation are in this law lesson voluntarily, knowingly, and intelligently waived his right to self-incrimination. They must have been made with full awareness of both the nature and the right being abandoned and the consequences of the decision to abandon. The people quote Bergamo and Oregon as stating that the police don't have to Mirandize people on traffic stops. I understand that argument. I've made it myself before. The difference here is that the people completely ignore Cipriano and Stewart. And Cipriano, there's 11 factors looking at whether or not the statement was knowingly made. The age of the
Well, that's two different issues though. First is, should they have Mirandized him? And your argument is Miranda or not, the statements aren't usable. Yeah, so let's not mix those two arguments. Right, let's talk about first one first. Let's talk about whether or not they should Mirandize him. Unless you want to just skip that one.
I'll skip that one because I think Bergamo and Oregon control on traffic. So
Okay.
say this is a traffic stop. They were walking down the street. It's more akin to a Terry stop than a traffic stop. But even if he wasn't Mirandized, I think Cipriano and Stewart control that, because Cipriano looks at whether or not constitutional advice was rendered, whether the person was Mirandized. It's one of the factors, and none of the 11 factors control in and of themselves. Cipriano looks at the totality of the circumstances, so they look at all of the factors together, along with everything else. So whether or not he was Mirandized, I don't think is the issue here. It's to allow you to suppress his statements.
All right, then let's talk about the other factors.
In Cipriano, the control are the age of the defendant, the extent of the prior police contact defendant has had, lack of constitutional advice, injury, intoxication, or ill health of the defendant, and if you deprive of food, sleep, or medical assistance. My client Mr. Walsh was 22 days away from his 21st birthday on the date of the stop. Stewart was an 18-year-old. There's not a lot of difference between a 20-year-old and an 18-year-old, I believe. He was young. He didn't know, because he's not, development's in frame, not complete yet. He's not a juvenile, but he's not an adult, fully formed. He hasn't had any prior police contact. He's not aware of his rights completely. He wasn't Mirandized. He was highly intoxicated, and he was potentially in an accident. He did ask for medical care. He was taken to the hospital. The blood draw that came back was 0.25. It's exceedingly high. It's 3 times the legal limit to draw. I find it difficult to believe that you can say he was too intoxicated to draw, but yet we're going to take every statement you say against your own self-interest as the main. When you add in, you take all of that and you add in the facts of the first 911 call. I included an affidavit in compliance and other. The people say they don't understand the reasoning for that. The reasoning for that is Ms. Wallace, when retrieved Mr. Wallace's phone that day from this other individual, Mr. Sabine, who I believe made the phone call. I believe the phone call was made from that phone for 2 reasons. One, there's a screenshot of my client's phone saying he used to call 911 at 11:40 on August 2nd. And 2, when you listen to the 911 call, the individual who says his name is Brandon is talking to the 911 saying that there's a car in a ditch. It's a 300 Chrysler, it's black, and there's someone walking down Will Carlton Road. While he's making that phone call, while he's making that 911 call, an automated message from Mr. Wallace's iPhone breaks in and says, the owner of this iPhone has been involved in a serious car accident. They're not responding, and they give GPS coordinates. And those GPS coordinates just happen to be Mr. Speen's house. So there was another person in the car. It's entirely possible that Mr. Spino was the driver, put the car in the ditch, and took off with my client's phone and made this phone call at a later time. That's reasonable doubt for a trial. I understand that. But when you look at that and you put it all together, there is reason to doubt my client's statement because of his level of intoxication, because someone else was there and was potentially driving, because no one saw my client driving. I believe these statements should be suppressed. I believe that they're not credible based. And without these statements, there's no one to put it. Mr. Wallace operating the vehicle.
Anything else at this time?
No, Your
Madam Prosecutor.
Statements such as I parked it there, I just stopped there, and I figured I would just walk the rest of the way and get it towed. I ain't going to bullshit you. I am obviously way too intoxicated to drive, and that's why I stopped. Defense wants us to believe the defendant was still undergoing physiological and neurological maturation, was unable to fully understand or appreciate the situation, and the statements that he had made. If we were to apply this standard, then all men in their late teens and early 20s would be given a pass to commit crime up until their prefrontal cortex is fully developed. Defendants made multiple decisions that day. He made a decision to drive drunk. He made a decision to make these statements. He made decisions such as electing not to complete field sobriety tests. He made decisions not to, when asked where he got the alcohol, he told police that he didn't want to tell them. He made decisions such as when they asked what friend's house he was heading to, he elected not to tell them. He made all of these decisions that day. I find it hard to believe that he can make all of these well-informed decisions if he wasn't able to fully understand those statements, such as I parked it there, I drove, all this other statements that he made as it relates to driving his vehicle, but can't appreciate the statements such as not getting consent to do field sobriety system or a PT or anything of that nature. He also told police that he knew his laws. He told police that he came from a background of law enforcement officers who was making very clearly informed decisions based upon the situation.
Respond.
Yes, Your Honor. One, I don't believe that you can take one instance, this case in particular, and paint everyone's getting a free pass for committing crimes because they're not over 25. That's not the point. My point is looking at his age, it's one instance, of the Cipriano factors that goes towards the entirety. So we're not saying that everyone gets a free pass because they're not fully formed yet. That's a broad generalization of people, not our point. Again, age being one factor, the level of intoxication being one factor. You could have said he killed a defendant, it doesn't mean it's guilty. So I think that everything needs to be looked at much more closely and not just cherry picked. Oh, he said he was drinking driving, so obviously he wasn't. When there's no other corroborating evidence whatsoever, not even the 2 911 calls put him in the vehicle. I saw a guy put his car in a ditch and now he's walking down the little car. That would at least be some circumstantial evidence that he was operating the vehicle. People also raised the fact that the car was tied to his mother, that one of his credit cards was in the car, and that he had a key fob in his pocket. So, obviously he was driving. Having a key fob for a new model car doesn't mean that you're operating. It means you could be sitting in the passenger side seat and someone can push the start button, the car starts. You could be next to the car and someone pushes the start button and it starts flipping, you're operating. Looking at everything, looking at the totality of the circumstances, including the first suspicious 911 call.